Hey guys, it's Darren here, and this is a different environment than what you've usually seen before, probably. And I am at a recording studio, at my college's recording studio right now. And I'm working on a little song called Open Mind. I just finished recording it. It's been an hour and I've done it already. First of all, I just want to say how proud of myself I am for doing that. I'm on a goal to become less perfectionist because before recording the audio takes for one song would take me months, genuine months, because I was so much of a perfectionist. Every note had to be like precise, but I've realized since then, I'm at a stage right now where perfection doesn't really matter. No one's listening to the 2 minute 12-second mark of my song. I need to make the first part, the chorus. That's my focus right now. Like I just need to, pump out 7 out of 10 music, not worry about the tens, right? Uh, and I wanted to make this video to highlight the reality of whatever journey you might be pursuing. A lot of people pursue music, for example, because of, the fame, the concerts, the fans, of course, the money's a deal. But if you boil down what being a rapper is or being a musician is on a day-to-day basis, it's being in a studio like this. Look at who's with me. I'm alone. I do have some friends that I'm thankful for that join me sometimes in the studio or help me make music. But the reality is, most of the time you're going to be alone as a musician. If you're more instrument oriented, you're going to be in a practice room alone. That stages, that's like 1% of the time. Maybe a bit more, bit less, depending on the era of yours. But for most of the time, you're going to be alone in a practice room or a studio. Um, let's say, for example, you want to be a race car driver. They only race, like F1, for example, 20 days in a year. The rest of the time, it's practice, team meetings, learning the car, testing, sim racing, all that shit. The races with the fans, that's a very small percentage, 20 over 365, whatever that is. Very small percentage. Same thing with surgeons, for example. The big moments, the surgeries, low key, they do like 3 or 4 surgeries a day. But to get to that point, most of their time is spent alone, studying in a library, maximizing grades, spending tireless hours in residency. And you have to keep that in mind. And whatever dream you pursue, you have to boil it down to um, its lowest common denominator. And it's very important to put that into your perspective because if you don't, you're going to get a false idea of what your dream is. Like basketball, for example. The games are very, very small compared to the rest of the work that you have to put in. And I think you should just understand that if you aren't willing to do the 90% of the grunt work, you don't deserve that 10% of the fun work. Like games are fun. Uh, Concerts are fun for rappers. And races are fun for drivers. Surgery is fun for the surgeons. But if you don't put in the work, the monotonous, boring stuff, you're never going to be able to get to that point. And that's what's important. Like, look, I'm alone and I'm making this song. Do I think anyone is going to view this song like all the way to here? No. No, I don't know if that came in. Here, like the end of it. No one is doing that. Does anyone care that I'm posting this video? Is anyone even going to see this video? Because a lot of my videos have no views. Probably not. But the thing is, we have to keep going regardless of the outcome. And the more detached you become from the outcome, the happier you will be. Trust me on this. I trained basketball for 4 years. There were days where stretches of days, like in summer, I was either asleep or at the gym. There's no in between. Even eating, like I would eat near Chipotle at the gym just so I can come back and work harder. And I wouldn't eat too much. Probably a mistake on my end. Not, I didn't know about calories and shit back in 9th grade, but you get the point. You have to be so obsessed with the 90% to even get a shot of sniffing that 10%. You have to be willing to do the hard work with a smile on your face, doing the boring work with so much enthusiasm. And that's the only way you're ever going to get the opportunity to get that 1%. I like to say this thing, you can do everything perfect and still fail. So make sure you're doing it for the process. You should only do something like in your life where if you fail, you will still be happy with the work that you got to do. And that's another thing. You have to be appreciative that you're able to chase a dream in the first place. A lot of people, they don't have food to eat. They don't have the structure needed to chase a dream. Or they live in a place that, they're not supposed to chase their dream. Like women in rural Middle East, for example, or like a low caste in India, or like, there's an n number of examples for that. But you get what I'm saying. You have a blessing to chase a dream, and you have to pick a dream that for you is worth chasing purely because you love it. Let's say you didn't have to worry about food and sleeping. You get like 3 meals a day, medium quality, and you get a nice place to sleep, a safe place to sleep. What would you do then? Because do not do it for the money. Do not do it for the fame. Do it because you want to do it. It is a weekend right now. And I could have had the opportunity yesterday and the day before yesterday to go out and, have some fun. But that wouldn't be my fun. That doesn't align with me. Like at parties, like sometimes I'll go to a party and be like, damn, could have stayed home and done something productive instead of wasting my time there. I don't drink. I'm not great with girls. So what's the point of even being at the party? I could be at home fine tuning my craft, which is going to help me in the future. I am so confident that my music will blow up. Like it's not even a question in my head. And it's not a matter of when, it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. Oh my god, I'm fucking retarded. But I will get my way. I will be a famous musician one day, and I will be an artist people look up to and people are proud to have in their playlist. And I can't wait for that day. But until then, I gotta be stuck in this fuck ass studio. This is like a 3x3 room. A little mic helmet there. Yeah, this is a 3x3 room. And fuck. I have to be happy here before I'm happy at Madison Square Garden performing instead in front of 100,000 people. I don't know the seating capacity for Madison Square Garden, but we'll get to that bridge when we have to cross it. Yeah, but the thing is, I'm happy right where I am. I'm using my free time on Sunday here in the studio to get better at something that I like purely because I like it. No one could listen to my music and I would still gladly put out songs. That's the mentality you gotta have. What would you do if no one gives a shit about what you are doing? Thanks for watching. I'll leave it on that note. I think that was a pretty good quote. If you want to write it down, write it down. Be sure to subscribe. I need some fucking subscribers. And, I have this other goal where I want to try to post daily on this channel. So expect a decline in quality and an incline in quantity. And I want to keep that same thing up in my music. And, someday when quantity is enough, I'll focus more on quality. Until then, I'll see you guys.